like the speed of sound.
We want to grab. Sorry, I had to start the recording again. Was running out of my time. Bandicam free version is the best. Want to grab your grab your pen tool. So come up to these edges down here, and you want to click there. Then you don't have to shift click. Just click there. Shift click to the next one over here. So you're just getting all the edges around here, and then you. Well, that one wasn't very accurate. Try and get them reasonably straight with the ones that you're on shift clicking, and then shift click along the line roughly somewhere. Shift click down to about the guideline where mine is, and then shift click over to here and up to there. Now don't worry about this being straight, we can edit that soon. Alright, cool. So now that we've got our shape, make that a shape. I'm personally going to leave that blue for now just because it's easier to see. And so we're going to use our down keys. We're going to press down, 1, 2, 3, left, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, left, 1, 2, 3. It just count the times that you do it. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think that looks nice. So that's what we've got so far. So now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that shape. So Control J, and we're going to go Edit, Transform Path. Yep, Transform Path, sorry. And flip horizontally. Now we're just going to make that one there all the way over to there. So let's just zoom out because it makes it go faster. Wants to get there. Alright, cool. So we're almost there. So I guess just 1, 2, 3. Oopsies, that didn't work. 1, 2, 3. Roughly. Doesn't maybe have to be exact, or not for a tutorial at least, but you guys can make it pretty accurate if you want. But I think that maybe a little bit more out. I think that's getting pretty close. It looks nice. So now what we're going to do is we want to click on the bottom layer, the shape 1, and the shape that you just copied, and Control E, so to make them together, sorry, merge them, and right click and rasterize layer. Now what we're going to do is we want to go to our shape tool down here, the one that we created before, the one here, and copy layer style, and go up to the shapes that we just created and paste layer style. And of course change the color. So we would go, how would we do that? Would go double click on that, sorry, Control U, and bring the lightness all the way down. So again, whilst clicked on these shapes down here, Control U, and bring the lightness all the way down to -100. Saturation, say where it is, doesn't really matter. If you want to change maybe the color, which does not work, just kidding. So yep, that's that. So Control H, that's what we've got so far. It's not looking too bad compared to that. Yeah, we'll get there. All right. Is it centered though? That's the real question, because it should be fine. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to add in our text. For the text for this one here, I believe I used Nexa Light and Nexa Bold. So we're going to go, just going to call this one here Tyler GFX. Make the text a bit bigger so it fits. I used Nexa Bold for my Tyler and Nexa Light for the GFX. I just think that looks nice and clean. Makes it look nice, and we're going to make that bigger. Oh, why doesn't it get the T? We're going to go, oh, maybe 48 looks, yeah, 48 looks good. And we're just going to position that, so down, cross, or you can go select, all, hit the center button, and hit the center button again, which puts it into the center, but since our finger is not in the center, nor is it close to the center, we're going to go click on our layer, Control D select, so Control D to get this highlighted, see these highlights around here? It's highlighted the whole layer, or the whole thing. Just Control D select that, and then now you can use your arrow keys, if that's why you couldn't use them before. So we're going to make that roughly in the middle, so it looks nice there, or wherever you prefer. You can make it anywhere, you can make it up top. We're going to right click, rasterize type. Well, yep. Okay, now what we're going to do is double click on this and, oh, yep. What color did I make the text in that one there? You can make it whatever color you want, really. Not going to add in a stroke, we're going to add in a gradient overlay. Now, I like to bring it up to 150. I think it just makes it look nice. And you want to make it a overlay. No, you don't. It looks bad. Oh, yes, I don't like overlay. Let's just go normal and turn the opacity down. Now we want to come into color overlay, and we want to make it roughly a similar blue to what we used over there. But maybe you can make it a bit darker, a bit lighter, whatever you really want. I might just go about there. Looks nice. And we want to come back to our gradient overlay and turn the opacity. I didn't turn the opacity. Sorry, back to color overlay. Stay in color overlay. Turn the opacity of the color down. So about 50% looks nice. You can see the gradient overlay coming in. So Control H, see what we've got so far. It's looking nice and clean. Alright, Control H to get that back up. So now we've got pretty much decent amount of way through this here. We want now to get these glows along the lines. We're going to open up one of the GFX packs that I use. Where's my favorite one? This one here. I'm going to be making a GFX pack at 50 subs. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but right now I'm just using other people's. Go into flares and grab a flare that you like. I personally like this one here. Put this into here, and of course make it small. Got the whole thing in. For some reason, my GFX packs or my Photoshop likes to grab the whole pack instead of just the flare that I want. Alright, so we're going to grab this here. I'm going to hold down shift and make it smaller and drag it up to the line, wherever you really place it, wherever you want. Now I personally like to control. Oh, phone's ringing. Be back. Alright, I am back. Sorry guys, had to take a phone call. So what I've done with the flare is I've duplicated it to make two of them, just so it gives it more of a bright effect. And we're just going to Control Shift so it highlights both of them, and Control E so it merges them together. Now we're going to come over to I guess styles, and we're going to make that screen. And so that's like that. So Control H, you can see that it's given it a glow. Now since I think it's too bright, we're just going to turn the opacity down to say 70, around 70. I think that looks nice. It's not too bright, not too dim. Yep. Alright, so Control H to bring up your highlights, Control H. And now what you want to do is you want to duplicate that layer again and bring it down to the bottom, or you can place these wherever you want. I'm just doing what I did in the other video, or the other one. So Control J again, bring it over to say here. It looks nice there. Control J, and I'm going to put one more over here if it wants to get on the line. So there we have glowing lines for you. I think that looks pretty nice. So we're going to click on the first flare, click on the last one, Control E to merge them together, and we're going to make that a screen. And I might even turn the opacity down a little bit more, just say 70 on that one there as well. So yep, that looks nice. We've got the glows. All right, next we want to add in I guess what I like to do is I added them a text to the person that I made one for Kane. So I'm just going to move it up by pressing the up arrows and add in a new text. So we're going to come down here, and you can type in whatever you want to type in. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Maybe your clan has like a saying you guys have. For Kane, I used "I'm All About That Bass" because that is one of the songs he did. And yep, so I'm just going to use the same thing I said for him. Text I am using is not meant to be prototype. It is meant to be Nixa Light. Next, light. There we. Sorry, Bandicam ran out of time. All right, so I'm all about that base. Of course, the text box is not big enough. Make that text box bigger, and another speech mark. That's good. That's what we want, and we're just gonna make that roughly under it. Yep, it looks alright. And we're going to rasterize that, rasterize type. And we're going to come down to our title GFX, or the big title that you've used, whatever you used it, and copy layer style, and come into the logo or whatever you just wrote, and right click and paste layer style. It just gives it that blue, and yeah, it just gives it all the effects that you had on the other text. So that's that so far. Next, we want to add in this box down here. Oh, I haven't done the box yet. So the box, you can do it two ways. You can make it out of pen tools, or you can grab this tool here. We want to create a new layer first, sorry, new layer, just so it's not joined in with any other layer. We want to grab our crop tool. We want to say, grab that there, make it to about, say, between those two, however big you want, however small. You don't want to make it too overhanging though. And we want to grab our paint bucket tool and just fill in that shape there with black. So black, and fill that there in. Now Control D, select that. Now we want to come back down to our shapes that we created before, and just right click, copy layer style, go back up to your box that you just created, right click, paste layer style. It just gives it that effect. So it's easy enough to make. You can make it however big, however small you want, wherever you want. Make it a bit smaller so it looks nice. Control H. So that's what we've got so far. Getting there, slowly but surely. Alright, so now what we want to do is add in our texts along here. You guys can use whatever, I guess, logos, small logos of the social networking sites or your clan logos, whatever you really want. But for Kane, I use this Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. So I'm probably not going to worry about doing those because you guys, I'm sure you know how to do those. You just make them smaller, type in the text. But I will do the writing just because the writing is probably the harder part. So we're just going to type Tyler. It's writing in black. We want it to writing in blue. Tyler GFX. You can use whatever type of text you want. I probably should use bold for this, but for the sake of the tutorial, I will not. And we will go up to here. We will go back to our writing that we did before. I'm all about that base, or whatever one you want. Copy layer style and paste layer style. You can make it just plain white or plain blue if you want, and not use the layer styles. But I personally like to use layer styles. Just makes it look more clean. So that is that, and you can just Control J that text, so that duplicates it, and bring it over to here, and use another logo or whatever you want. So that's pretty much going to be the end of the tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and sub, or yep, whatever, 50 subs, new GFX pack I'm bringing out. And I will also add in this template. If you want to get rid of the template, the Tyler GFX, just come down to group 1. You can just either turn that off or just delete it. So yep, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, sub, and I'll see you later.